Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. I look exhausted, but for good reason. While we've been here in Vegas, we've been doing tons of stuff. In fact, just last night we took the tram and we went from the Park MGM down to the Bellagio, and then we went from the Bellagio over across the street, kind of looking for different things that we could do. Now, it was super fun, and we went into the Bellagio, and every year during different seasons they have this really amazing botanic section that I love. And because they're celebrating Chinese New Year still, it's the year of the bunny. So I thought that I would share some of that experience with you guys. And then we're gonna dig into the van just a little bit because I have a few things that I need to do. But also, after we went to the Bellagio, we did something else. But first, check this out. Pretty cool, right? I loved it. It was so beautiful, and it just smells so amazing in there. It's refreshing, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But again, after we left the Bellagio, we walked across the street and we found this Tiki bar that had really good street tacos. So then we ate the street tacos, and it was just absolutely fabulous. And this is what that experience looked like. But now it's time for us to do some work. And I have a few things that I need to move around in the van and then also get. I think I'm gonna do laundry today. While we're here at Riley's base camp, why not? I mean, we have accessibility to the laundry without having to worry about a lot of stuff, so I think that's what's definitely going to happen. But also, I have some things that I definitely have to move around in the van because I picked up some new things, I've gotten rid of some other things, and well, I just have a lot of organizing to do. So today I'm gonna be organizing the van just a little bit and then kind of taking some things that I don't need and figuring out what to do with them, and then taking the things that I just recently purchased and figuring out where exactly they fit in the puzzle pieces of the van. I also am going to see if Riley has a water hose that I can rinse this bad boy off with, because it's gross from being in the desert, and we ain't got time for that. This is some of my food that I need to put in my dry bin that I picked up so that I could have for the road when we leave. And it looks as though finally, after 6 days of running on 1%, the Rock Pals has died. Wow. Now, for those of you who missed out on my realistic review of the Rock Pals, I have had some issues with mine, and it's not that it's a bad power station, it's just it makes it a little bit of a wild card. And fortunately for me, I do have other power stations, so it hasn't been that big of a deal. But not being able to see the accurate amount of power on the Rock Pals station has been a little bit concerning to me, especially whenever I was on that 1% for 6 continuous days. I know for a fact it's not rocking 1% and still running my fridge for 6 days. However, now that it has officially died, I'm going to take it inside and charge it in the base camp area and see how long it takes to charge, and then also if it comes fully up to the charge, or if it does that weird thing that it did previous where it kind of hung out at like 45 then all of a sudden was 100, because I think that I'm going to continue testing this so I can give you more feedback. So far my feedback has been very mixed, and I've seen in the comments that many of you have been super pleased with this power station, so I think it is limited to mine. I think I have one that has a glitch, but for those of you who are out there who are looking, this is my honest review. So yeah, it just is what it is. This is another reason I needed to come out here. As you can see, I've been rocking my little makeup headband. This is much more effective. I mean, not that I don't like my little makeup headband, but at the same time, like, this is more practical, and it doesn't put pressure on the sides of my head. So I'm gonna be putting my hair up and then digging in, I guess. Although I will say it's going to be really nice to work on the van in this nice little shaded area, so I can get a lot of stuff done, and I can also pull things out and set them to the side without having to worry about dust getting on everything. In fact, I'm probably going to take everything out and give it a good dust from being in all of the desertous spaces. And I know what you're saying. You're still in the desert, you're in Las Vegas. But while I'm in an area that doesn't have ongoing winds that are just like blowing through, I thought this was a good time to do this. So I'm gonna work on this kind of periodically throughout the next couple of days to see if we can get the van back in order before we hit the road. And in the meantime, I think I'm gonna go ahead and also declutter my roof box so I can organize it a little bit better, because that's a good place for me to put all my fancy clothes whenever I'm not using them. So I'm going to possibly get another dry bag so I can put them all up top instead of having them in individual bags. It just makes more sense that way. Kind of silly, but while I'm sitting here waiting on my laundry, just painting my toes so I can wear some cute shoes this evening. Yep. I also went ahead and took a shower and things like that. I'm about to go back out to the van and do a little bit more work, but I thought since I'm doing my laundry, I might as well do it, and then I'm gonna bring in my other stuff and I'm just gonna reorganize and refold everything. It's gonna have to be done. I need to move some things around in the van for sure, and the past few days before we made it to Vegas were pretty much just like a grab and go, and it was so cold that we weren't doing some of the normal things that we do. So some of my organization is a bit off right now, which is driving me insane. So before I hit the road again, I definitely want to fix that. I'm also gonna go ahead and fill up my water while I'm here and things like that. All the things that I would normally do at my base camp, I'm getting to do while I'm here at Riley's base camp, which is super, super nice. But for the time being, you guys guessed it, I'm over here working. Yeah, catching up on some Nomad news, and then also working on a special project, which I hope to share with you guys pretty soon. I'm also working on a few edits for the regular channels, so yeah. Okay, the next step is we brought the power stations in so that we can charge them. So I have the Pecron right here, and then I have the Rock Pals already plugged in. Okay, so this one was already at 71%. I'm just gonna top it off. This one charges super quickly. So as soon as it starts to engage, it will go very fast. There it goes. You can see it moving. And this guy right here is still a big question mark. According to this, we finally ran it all the way down. Now, for 6 days, it was at 1%. I have no idea. I'm super confused. I think that there's something weird about the readout display on this, but I'm going to see how long it takes to charge it from 0% to 100%. And yeah, we're gonna start that process now, because I'm still determined to do a few additional tests, even though I've reviewed this, just because You know, I feel like something is weird with this one. Just for the record, it is 1:30 and we just started it charging, so we'll check back with it in an hour or two. Normally I would say, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be good, but with this one, it's a little question mark. I'm super confused, and being able to have access to Riley's base camp is actually super good in this particular circumstance because I can monitor it on a continuous flow of electricity instead of just doing it at a Starbucks. I can go back and check it, and I can leave it all day so I can see what it does. Because there's something weird with this one, I'm not sure. You know, every so often you get a product that is a great product that works really well, but there's a few question marks, and that's what this one is. So because I want to be honest with you guys, still testing it, still telling you guys about it. I've expressed kind of some of the things that I've noticed though along the way on my real and honest review. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. I also had some comments saying that other people have a similar power station and they're not having this issue. So I do believe it is isolated to this power station. Good times. Okay, it's been a little bit over an hour, so let's go check the Rock Pals and the Pecron. Now I know for a fact that the Pecron is already finished. Riley came up to me about 25 minutes ago and said, hey, your power station is fully charged. So that one is good to go, I know, but we're gonna check it out still. In the meantime, Riley is also charging her power stations right here. And again, the Pecron is finished, so I'm probably going to go and get the Blue Eddy and bring it in now. Oh, but this is the problem, child. In an hour, it has only gained 8%. Yep, that is a slow moving charge. Or is it? Because sadly, as we know before, it took a long time to like build up, and then it said it was only at 40%. And then after that, it was like, oh, 100% magically. So I'm curious to see if it's going to do that again. But we're gonna move into hour 2 now to see how far we get. We made it 8% in 1 hour. Let's see if we can get to 16% in 2. Okay, next update, 3:10. So it's been about 2 hours. In 2 hours, we have gotten up to 21% on the Rock Pals. And I also brought in some other things. The Blue Eddy was brought in and it was at 80%. And in the last less than an hour, it's charged up to 100. So that one's done. Okay, and then I had these in the van and I think that they're both dead. So we're gonna charge both of these while we're here and have constant power. Yeah, this one's at 2%. So I'm gonna plug both of these in also. Okay, we were in the middle of working and charging and doing things, and the weather has changed here in Vegas like a lot. In the past couple of hours, it has gone from just like a very gentle like wind to now we're under a wind advisory, and there's a really bad storm system that's pushing down. So we may end up with some pretty gnarly things. Now, since we're at Riley's base camp right now and kind of house sitting, we are wanting to make sure everything is good. And so there's a couple of things outside that we do need to take care of. This is not van related whatsoever, but at the same time, like super important. Just like whenever you're in a van and you have to kind of take care of making sure your solar panels are in, or like your things aren't like out whenever the weather gets bad, kind of the same thing with the house. So we're about to actually go out the back door and take care of business. Okay, so this is the thing in question, and it's not terrible now, but it's not great either in the backyard. We do have this wall that's kind of helping a little bit, but outside of this wall, it's really gnarly. Okay, that wasn't as bad as we thought it would be, although it is getting colder, and it definitely was a little interesting. You know how we are with structures. So we were kind of thinking that because the umbrella has a structure to it, it could be difficult for us. Luckily, it was already closed. Okay, it's dinner time, so we decided to take a break. Tyson is smelling this, and he is allergic to chicken, so he can't even have it. And even if he wanted to, these are from Dave's Hot Chicken. So this is mild and then light mild, but they go all the way up to like a Reaper, and you have to sign a waiver. And Riley has been raving about this, saying it was really good chicken here in Vegas. So we're gonna try it out. Not really gonna show you guys too much of that because this is just our dinner. But before we do, I'm gonna go check on the Rock Pal. Just for reference, it is 6:40. It is just showing that it's at 64%, and it's pulling in about 165 watts off the wall. Now, in the same amount of time that I've been charging this, I've charged 2 other power stations. So that should kind of give you a reference on why I think this one kind of is being weird. 7:32. The wind is crazy right now, and definitely the storm is blowing through, whatever it is. But let's go check on the rock pal. I mean, at some point, it has to get to the top, right? At some point. 75%. Okay. Meanwhile, another power station has fully gotten to a charge before the rock pal. So that means we have a Blue Eddy, a Pecron, a Jackery, and apparently also the EcoFlow. So all the power stations except for that one. I'm telling you guys, there's something not right with this particular one that I have. I'm not saying it as a whole brand, but this one. I have had a lot of power stations. I have never had one that struggled like this one or had like a deceiving readout like this. This is probably going to be one that I end up having to leave at base camp as just like an emergency just in case, because I don't necessarily know that I fully like rely on it right now. Okay guys, this morning we woke up and after the wind yesterday, we didn't get as much done as we wanted to. Riley just had to go outside to take the trash out. And this is what we're looking at. Now, this is important because we're getting ready to take off in a couple days, so we're trying to figure out where we're going next. And this is what we're dealing with. Do you see the fluffy snow that is now coming down here in Vegas? And it's getting more intense. Oh, wow.
Is it?
It is getting so much more intense. It is like full on snowing now.
Is it?
Wow. Okay, so it's doing that here. So that made us look up the other weather around where we were gonna go. We're planning on going to Joshua Tree. The high for the week on the highest day is like 50 something, which is not ideal considering the lows were in the 30s. So we're not sure what to do. We're gonna keep monitoring this. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to get back out and get snowed on everywhere that we go. No, I do not. Okay, the weather is really weird right now, and I'm still doing some things with the van. It's just making it really hard to do it with the weather. So we're going to go pick up some things from the Asian grocery store. I'm really excited. We're going to do a hot pot because that sounds cozy right now considering what's going on. And then maybe when we get back, it won't be snowing, I guess. And then I'll be able to bring all my laundry in and fold everything and put it back in the van. We'll see though. I have made a mistake. I did not bring the proper sun shades for this. And yes, again, I know it is not bright and sunny, but it is very bright.
It's actually pretty bright.
Because of the reflection. Oh, it's bad. Okay guys, it's time for us to fold the laundry now so that we can put it all in the van and get everything ready to go. The sun ended up coming out. It's a weird day. Fact of the matter is, looking at the weather, it looks like it's going to be some very weird days for the next few days. And I don't exactly know where we need to go. It gets really cold out in the desert, and so we're trying to avoid freezing when we go back out. And I'm saying that like as a ha-ha freezing, but at the same time, like really though. When it's in the 30s, it can get kind of gnarly, especially if it's windy. We really want to go to Joshua Tree to see our friends, but last year I also got stuck in Joshua Tree during one of the biggest windstorms that they had experienced. That was not fun. So I really would like to have some better weather going out there this time. So we're crossing our fingers and we have a couple more like days to figure this out, but definitely going to be watching the weather a lot. In the meantime, going through my laundry bag. Okay, so I folded all my laundry and in the morning I'm going to put it away. It's just really cold and really dark now. So instead, I am actually finishing up some Nomad news. Okay, so took a break from all of the editing and Riley is setting up a hot pot for us. So this is plate 1. And then we actually have our camping stove in here. And you know, you can use your camping stove whenever you're at a base camp too. I like to use mine pretty frequently because I like to cook on gas. Apparently this is some like amazing chili sauce that is Riley's mom's like special thing. Even Tyson is wanting to beg for it right now. And then we have our vegetables and tofu right here. So this is gonna be a great way to like break up some of the chaos that's been going on today and have something delicious, and I'm super excited. And then we're gonna get back to work on the Nomad news. A lot of things going on here at base camp for Riley's time here. She's been doing so many things, and you can like go watch her video to kind of figure out what all she's been up to, but this is kind of what I've been up to. So doesn't that look delightful? Make sure you go check out Riley's channel. Like for real though, guys, it's Riley Does Life. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box below. So all you have to do is click the see more and Riley will be right there. Go find her channel and we're just gonna have a little chit chat, kind of talk about some of the things that have been going on, and you guys aren't gonna wanna miss it. Thanks. Okay guys, after a hot pot last night, I'm now organizing again. I've been working so much this morning already, and I bit my lip pretty badly. So it is what it is. We're moving on. We're doing things. We're only here for like another day, I think. So trying to get everything organized. As you can see, I have my pants in my pants bin, my shirts are in my shirts bin, and this is my fancy clothes bin that sits under my bed. So I'm just putting a few things in there that are easy to access. I have some different kinds of layers in here that I want to be able to access also. But I have a few more clothes to put away, so let's go. Okay, moving back outside, I have this bin, which is actually going to go right over here. I have brought out the power station. It's fully charged. I have already changed a few things in my fridge so that they'll be ready, and I'll bring out my super cold food later. Cords, I'm going to find another place for, but for now they're here. And I went ahead and sprayed with Febreze because it smells a little musty from being in the desert. So cleaning is important. I'm also going to get my dust brush and really try to brush this out a little bit more because I don't want to put this much dirt down someone's drain. You can see also where the clothing bins go. I already have gotten this one back in, so it's good to go, but I need to bring out the shirts and the pants. Okay, there that is, and then I just loop my little bungee back across it. Okay, as you can see, Riley is over there just texting away. She's making sure that our plans are good with all of our friends. We've kind of been going back and forth on this. So the weather here, not ideal. It's been super cold and really windy like the whole time. So it's been really hard to do the outdoor stuff that we wanted to do while we were in Vegas. We didn't want to continue experiencing that when we get back in the vans. So we're looking for a place that's not going to be under a severe wind advisory, no snow, no rain. Unfortunately, this year is really weird, and so a lot of the places that normally we would go aren't really the best to go to right now, and so that's problematic. So we decided that we were going to kind of push south. We looked at a map for the only place that appears to be like not under something super crazy, and so I think we're going to go to Yuma, and she was just confirming with our friends that I think they're going too, so this should be super fun. Well, guys, you can see the van is down there, and so is Riley's car. She's busy packing up her stuff, but the van is ready to go, so we did a good job. I'm super excited because now that means we can get back on the road and get to some new adventures, and that's gonna be super fun, and I'm gonna share those, of course, with you guys. We didn't get to do quite as much as we wanted to do in Vegas, and I think you could see why. The weather was really weird, and even going into our next step, it's gonna be a little questionable at best, but I have some cool things planned, and you guys are coming along. Remember, guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and so even though things didn't go to plan, we still had a blast in the meantime doing all of these other things. In fact, I'm gonna leave you right now with a little glimpse of another boba spot that we checked out. This was a super fun one. It just opened here in Vegas and it was so good. guys, I'm so excited about this because of course we're getting some milk tea, but at the same time they have these pastries that look so good. And check this out. Oh, Riley.
Yeah?
What kind of donut did you get?
I got the Samoan, which is, I'm guessing, kind of like the Girl Scout cookie, caramel, chocolate deliciousness.
And then I picked up this one, which is going to be kind of a savory and sweet thing because there's a little bit of tahini on top, fresh fruit, some cream, and then this little guy, which we're going to squirt over it in just a minute. This is perfect. This is so cute. I really like this. And everything smells so good here. Yay!
It's here.
So now we can get started.
Yeah.
What kind did you get?
I got the pistachio tea.
Ooh, and then I got the taro. So we have our teas. Mine has a jasmine tea base. What kind of tea base does yours have?
I think I got black tea because I prefer black tea.
I understand. And now we have our foodsies, so now I'm gonna squeeze the little tube. That is chamoy that we just put on the top. And then again, the fruit, the tahini, the cream, it should be delicious. Okay guys, now that everything's here, I am about to dig into this guy and I'm so excited. Oh, it smells a little spicy and a little interesting. A little bitter too. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Here we go. Oh, that's interesting. It's so interesting.
That is so good.
The cream is like a neutralizer. The chamoy is a little bit bitter. The fruit's super sweet, and then the tahini on top, of course, is a little spicy, so it's like a party in your mouth. It's so interesting.
It's good.
Look at this, guys. So this is what it looks like as it kind of deconstructs. So in every bite, I'm trying to get a little bit of that creamy goodness on the inside because it really makes a good complement to these other elements. This is so yummy. And then Riley just let me have a bite of hers, and oh my goodness, it is like a Girl Scout cookie. So I definitely wanted to share it with you guys because I think you would enjoy it. And if you are in the Vegas area, check out one of the 2 boba places that I went to, please. They're so delightful and a good way to do something a little bit different while here in Vegas. Till next time, guys. Bye.